This time, I will introduce another root cause analysis tool called failure mode effect and analysis, or famously known as FMEA. FMEA is a structured approach of anticipating and discovering potential failures that may exist within the design of a product or in a manufacturing process. This can be done by identifying all of the possible failure modes. This method was first introduced and developed by US military around 1950s as one of the earliest structured reliability improvement methods. Although it's been almost 50 years since it's been introduced, FMEA is still considered as a highly effective method of lowering the possibility of failures. To avoid any confusion and assumption, I would like to make a note at this beginning. Whenever I explain about FMEA later on in this slide, please take note that I am actually referring to this failure mode analysis process using this FMEA form. So this is actually a sample FMEA form that will be used to perform FMEA analysis. So don't worry about the content yet, because I will explain in details about this in the second part of this topic. Failure mode and effect analysis is a structured approach to discovering potential failures that may exist within the design of a product or process. Failure mode and effect analysis, FMEA, is designed to identify, prioritize, and limit these failure modes. Let's see what means by each term in FMEA. Failure modes means the ways or modes in which something might fail. Failures can be any errors or defects, especially ones that affect the product quality. Effects are the ways that these failures can lead to waste, defect, or harmful outcomes for the customer. And the second term, effect analysis, refers to the process of studying the consequences of those failures. So these are the two terms that define FMEA. And let's take a look at a more detailed explanation about FMEA. As mentioned before, FMEA is a systematic or structured approach. First is for failure identification, where this method is used to identify the ways in which a product or process can fail. It's also used for estimating risks associated with specific failure causes. FMEA can help in prioritizing the actions that should be taken in order to reduce risk within the design or process. It is also a method or a way of evaluating the design validation plan, or we call it as design validation. And the last one, FMEA is also an approach of evaluating a current control plan within the process. So these are the characteristics of FMEA. Generally, The sooner a failure is discovered, the less it will cost. If a failure is discovered late in product development or launch, the impact of the failure is exponentially more devastating. Let's see the reason why industry is embracing this FMEA standard. Since it's been developed for more than 50 years, it is a proven methodology that facilitates process improvement. Besides, it also provides the accuracy in identification and elimination of concerns early in the development of a process or design. The next reason is this FMEA is able to improve internal and external customer satisfaction because this method mainly focuses on prevention, which is to prevent the defects before it reaches the customer. Another fact of reason using this FMEA is it may be one of the customer requirements, like a contractual agreement signed between a company and its customer. And the last reason, FMEA is commonly become a requirement by an applicable quality management system standard, such as ISO, which is International Standard of Organization, and normally required during the auditing process. There are several times at which it makes sense to perform failure mode and effect analysis. The first one is when we have a quality improvement goal for a specific process. So we have targets to achieve, then we perform FMEA. Or when we are designing a new product or process. The next is when we are planning on performing an existing process in different way, or we have a design or process change, or when we need to understand and improve the failures of the process. In addition, it is advisable to perform an FMEA occasionally throughout the lifetime of a process. Quality and reliability must be consistently examined and improved for optimal result. FMEA can be divided into two types. The first one is design FMEA, and the second one is process FMEA. Design FMEA explores the possibility of product malfunctions, the possibility of reduced product lives, and also the possibility of safety and health regulation concerns. These possibility of failures may derive from material properties, geometry issues, tolerances in design, interfaces with other components or systems, and it could also be another category we call as engineering noises. These engineering noise come from environments, user profiles, degradation, and also the system interaction. The second type, process FMEA will discover failures that impact product quality, the failures that reduce product reliability, impact the customer satisfactions, and also the failures that can cause safety and environmental hazards. These issues is mainly caused by factors listed here, which normally known as 5M, and another one is E. So M represent man for humans factors, methods has been used, material that been used, the type of machine that's been utilized, measurement systems that impact the failures, and the last one is the environmental or the environment factors on the process performance. So these are two types of FMEA. Another important element in FMEA is the team formation. We have to make sure that FMEA should always be conducted by teams. The best size for an FMEA core teams is around 4 to 6 people, which carefully selected based on the contribution they can make to the specific FMEA. An FMEA team should represent a cross-section of the organization in terms of functional responsibility and level in the organization. Team members typically come from a broad department in the organization. For example, they can come from manufacturing department, engineering, materials and purchasing, design, maintenance, quality, technical services, and please take note that customers and suppliers also can be part of the FMEA team. Another important criteria for team formation is the FMEA team needs a leader to help set up and facilitate meetings, to ensure the team has the necessary resources, and to make sure the team is progressing toward completion of FMEA. So that's it for the first part for introduction to FMEA. In the next lesson, I will explain about implementation of FMEA. Thank you.